Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Savita Yadav from Department of Biophysics, All India Institute of Medical Sciences, New Delhi. Today we are going to talk on module Recent Advances in Chromatography from paper Techniques in Molecular Biophysics 1. After completing this module, you should be able to understand advances in HPLC, liquid chromatography coupled with mass spectrometry, mass spectrometer and ionization technique, and mass spectrometry based quantitation. Biomolecules occupy a large chemical space and their separation, identification, and characterization is a challenging task due to great variation in their intrinsic physiochemical properties. For separation purpose, high performance liquid chromatography, that is HPLC, is long recognized since 1980 as one of the most resourceful technique applied for molecular profiling in crude mixtures. During the years, this technique is greatly developed in terms of convenience, speed, sensitivity, and application. These developments have significant and progressive effects on the quality of data generated. With recent advancements in instrumentation, liquid chromatography, that is LC, coupled with mass spectrometry, that is MS, is developed as a powerful bioanalytical technique for analysis of nucleic acid, you can say genomics, amino acid, peptides and proteins, you can say proteomics, and metabolites such as carbohydrates, metabolomics, and lipids, lipidomics. The advancement in LCMS is fueled by powerful analytical methods and techniques with high resolving power to discriminate target molecule from a complex crude mixtures and with more sensitivity and selectiveness. With this in mind, this chapter gives an account of recent developments in HPLC and LCMS techniques. HPLC is one of the most widely used as well as admired analytical technique in the field of separation sciences. This technique is routinely applied in various research and industrial laboratories worldwide for separation of biomolecules, to name a few: chemistry and biological, pharmaceutical industry, food technology, environmental sciences, etc. Versatility and reliability are the main reasons of success of HPLC technology with wide range of applications. HPLC systems have seen lot of continuous development in last 5 decades and are still developing. Column switching, multidimensional chromatography, development of miniatured HPLC systems, and ultra-performance liquid chromatography are the main focus of recent advances. In general practice, HPLC systems consist of 1 or 2 columns in a simple unidirectional flow-through sequence. These systems can become more powerful and versatile systems for separation of biomolecules if we have a control unit or interface that allows switching of columns attached to the system. Thus, idea of column switching becomes important. This approach, in comparison to standard systems, may permit a fraction or whole elution from a primary column to transfer it selectively into any of the secondary columns of the network for better separation quality. This switching can be done at any step and can be manual or automatic. The primary application of column switching may include sample cleaning, sample concentration, and group separation. Usually one-dimensional chromatography is for analytical purposes in various fields. But sometimes it is not sufficient for separation of complex mixtures due to low resolving power. This problem is routinely faced in food industry, environmental analysis units, research and laboratories, etc. Development of multi-dimensional liquid chromatography based on combination of different separation techniques can be a possible solution that can offer better resolution, specificity and selectivity. This approach can be applied either offline or online, which depend on the way elution from primary column is transferred to the secondary column. The miniaturization of instruments and quality improvement in terms of efficiency and better outputs is the current trend in science and technology worldwide. On a similar note, research in the field of analytics is more focused toward miniature forms of HPLC systems. A lot of work has been done in this field to reduce the size of liquid chromatography systems, which has improved efficiencies, reduced analysis time, better separation, and easiness to couple them with mass spectrometry. As a result, micro and nano liquid chromatography are commercially available in the market, and these systems are established as the primary choice of users than conventional LC units. Ultra performance liquid chromatography, which is also known as UPLC, is an advanced and recent version of liquid chromatography that utilizes the principle of HPLC. Use of smaller particles as column packing material is the key of any HPLC system, which is essential for increasing efficiency and resolution. Now it is well known that particle size less than 2.5 millimicron offers significantly increased efficiency and resolution. Thus, it is believed that efficiency and resolution of LC systems can reach to a new limits by using further smaller particles, and same idea has given rise to UPLC. The idea of UPLC succeeded also due to great developments in the field of particle chemistry. Currently, UPLC system use of sub 2 micrometer size particle. These systems have higher linear velocity, mobile phase, and operate at higher pressures than HPLC. Thus, UPLC has dramatically increased sensitivity, resolution, and speed of sample analysis. There are various variants of HPLC, and among them there are basically 8 modes of HPLC which are commonly used for analysis and purification of proteins and peptides. And these variants are ion exchange chromatography, size exclusion chromatography, normal phase chromatography, reverse phase chromatography, hydrophobic interaction chromatography, hydrophilic interaction chromatography, biospecific affinity chromatography, immobilized metal ion chromatography, and all these HPLC can be performed using isochromatic or gradient elutions for preparative or analytical purposes. We are not going to speak more about these chromatography in these modules because these has been already taught to you in other modules of chromatography. Mass spectrometer in LC-MS system, as you can see it in figure 9, commonly includes a device that introduces samples and which is usually an HPLC unit, and an interface which connect these devices together, and an ion source to ionize the sample, and an electrostatic lens to introduce the ion generated, and a mass analyzer for ion separation based on their mass to charge ratio, that is M by Z ratio, and finally a detector to detect the ions separated by mass analyzer. Common type of mass spectrometers designated for LC-MS are listed in Table 1. This table also lists selective parameters of their technical specifications, including resolution and mass accuracy. An LC-MS system usually consists of three units. The first unit is HPLC separation unit, second unit is MS detection unit, and third unit is computer data analysis unit. In HPLC separation unit, the proteins or other samples which has to be analyzed are separated in HPLC. Once they are separated, they are sent to mass spectrophotometer where their ionization occur, and these molecules are separated on the basis of charge by mass ratio, and once they are separated and detected, they are sent to computer which has got software, and these data can be analyzed in this data analysis unit. In last slide, you have already seen that an LC-MS system consists of HPLC separation unit, MS detection unit, and computer data analysis unit. Now, how mass spectrometric analysis is done, you can see it in this slide. A sample you have to take. If sample is a protein cannot be loaded on mass spectrometer just like that. You have to digest it, and digestion has to be done by protease, and protease which we are using in mass spectrometric analysis is trypsin. So first you have to do trypsin digestion of the sample, and once you do trypsin digestion, you get a peptide mixture. This peptide mixture is injected into a nano LC system. It is passed through a column through a pump, and once it is passed through a column, it will get separated into different peptides depending on their size. So once they are or depending on their size or depending on their ion exchange property, depending on what column you have used. Once you have different peptides, now these are passed through mass spectrophotometer. In mass spectrophotometer, it is converted into ions, and a mass analyzer sorts out these ions on the basis of their mass. So on the basis of charge by mass ratio, they are separated and they are detected by mass detector, and this detector will provide data for calculating the abundances of each ion present. So this is how a mass spectrometric analysis of any sample is done. This slide shows the common mass spectrometers available in the market. In market, different types of mass analyzers are available. They are QTOF, IT, TOF, Orbitrap, and ICR. And they have different resolving power. Like QTOF has a resolving power between 3 to 5. And if you look at Orbitrap, it has 100 to 240. Similarly, you can have different mass analyzer giving different resolution, and their mass accuracy is also in ppm, and you can see that Orbitrap is giving 1:3 ppm mass accuracy, and their price also range from is low priced mass analyzer available, and if you look at Orbitrap and ICR, they are priced highly and their resolution and even mass accuracy is better. Resolving power, which is commonly abbreviated as RP, is the basic parameter of quality of a mass spectrometer that characterizes the ability of mass analyzer to resolve mass spectra peaks. Mass analyzer with low resolution values and high RP values are always considered as of better quality. Now, resolving power of mass analyzer increases with increasing M by Z ratio for same peak width and is always defined for a specific M by Z ratio. Another parameter that is important to determine quality of mass spectrometer is mass accuracy. Mass accuracy can be defined as the relative difference between experimental and theoretical M by Z ratio. The past decade has witnessed lot of advances in mass spectrometers in terms of increasing resolving powers and improved mass accuracy. Currently, several type of mass spectrometry systems are available in the market based on different type of methods they use for separation of ions. Another advance in LC-MS is atmospheric pressure ionization. It is also known as API. It is commonly applied interface to obtain ions in a consistent way. This ionization technique ionizes samples under atmospheric pressure conditions. At present, there are mainly two types of API interfaces. First is electrospray ionization, which is also known as ESI, and atmospheric pressure chemical ionization, which is known as APCI. The widely used method is ESI, and it is best applied to ionic compounds which are characterized with high polarity. In this method, a sample solution is drawn to a tip of capillary tube and a high voltage of approximately 3 to 5 kV is applied. The samples are then sprayed with a nebulizer gas that flows from outside of the capillary, due to which a fine mist of charged droplet is formed of same polarity equivalent to the applied voltage. When charged particles move, the solvent starts evaporating and result in increasing the electric field on the surface of droplets. The mutual repulsive force of charged particles keep on increasing, and when it exceeds the liquid surface tension, the fission occurs. These events keep on repeating, and when charged droplets become very small, the sample ions liberate into a gas phase. ESI method is considered as the softest ionization method among all the available methods, and thus very suitable to be used for highly polar as well as for thermally unstable molecules. As ESI generated ions are protonated or deprotonated molecules, no complicated fragment ions are generated, and thus it is easier to determine the molecular mass of analytes. ESI method is applied to analyze a variety of samples, including natural plant products, biomolecules, and drugs in pharmaceutical industry. The APCI is a chemical ionization method. Its interface is designed in such a way that it is similar to ESI, but its ionization principle is different. This method is mainly suitable for analytes with low or medium polarity. In this method, solvent and sample molecules are vaporized by spraying the sample solution into a 400 degree centigrade heater. For spraying, a gas source is used, such as N2. Ionization of solvent is done by corona discharge, and a stable reaction ions are generated. The sample molecules are ionized by either removing or adding a proton, and primarily protonated or deprotonated molecules are generated and they are detected. This method thus can be used for analyzing fat soluble analytes or those which do not ionize in solution. Another notable advancement in the field of mass spectrometry is ion mobility spectrometry, which is also known as IMS. It is an analytical technique which was originally used to detect traces of gaseous organic compounds at atmospheric pressure. A conventional IMS technique can be summarized as follows. Ionized samples enter into a drift tube containing electric field and a carrier gas buffer. These ions are separated on the basis of charge, size, as well as shape when they move through the matrix. differential migration time is used to identify analytes. In last few decades, IMS technique is developed extensively as a technique to separate and detect volatile and semi-volatile organic analytes. The basic principle of IMS remains that gas phase ions are separated at atmospheric pressure on the basis of their differential mobilities in variable electric fields, low or high. Currently, there are 4 ion mobility separation methods that can be combined with mass spectrometry: drift time IMS, field asymmetric waveform IMS, aspiration IMS, and traveling wave IMS. Out of these, only field asymmetric waveform and traveling wave IMS are available commercially for coupling IMS with LCMS. Another field which has seen enormous development in past 2 decades is mass spectrometry based quantitative proteomics. Numerous mass spectrometry based methods have been developed to quantify targeted proteins and peptides to answer a large array of biological questions and biomarker discovery. The basic principle of mass spectrometric quantitation methods is based on the assumption that measured signals have linear dependence on the amount of analyte in the sample. For better and accurate mass spectrometric quantitation, there is a prerequisite that there should be no experimental variations in the process of sample collection, extraction, and processing. Therefore, it is critical to minimize these variations, and in addition, each step of workflow must be optimized for accurate reproducibility of the results. The quantitation methods are classified into 2 categories: sample labeling and label-free methods. These methods rely on the labeling of samples with some stable isotopes. After labeling, the samples are pooled together and then subsequent steps are performed. Thus, the effect of variation in sample handling is minimized as different samples are processed together for each step. In general, selection of stable isotopes for labeling is very important. Isotope should be designed carefully so that it prevents introduction of systematic errors, which may be caused by different behavior of the analytes with different labeling isotope. For example, hydrogen or deuterium substitution in the heavy label affects the retention time of the labeled peptides, but C12 or C13 substitution does not affect the retention time. There are several labeling methods used for mass spectrometry based quantitation purpose, such as dimethyl labeling, C12 labeling, isobaric tag for relative and absolute quantification ITRAC, and isotope coded affinity tags ICAT, etc. Recent developments are more focused on label-free quantitation method. These methods become very important when introduction of stable isotopes is not feasible, and also when the number of samples to be analyzed is very high, such as validation of biomarkers. Different samples are analyzed separately in label-free quantitation method. Thus mentioned earlier, it is essential to optimize each step of process for reproducibility. A typical label-free quantitation method involves integration of peptide ion peaks, which are then used as a measure of quantity. As an essential step, initially a standard curve is generated with the known quantities of an analyte. The integrated peaks from different samples are compared that allows estimation of the absolute quantity of protein and peptide using standard curve. Now, peptide fragment ions are also used for quantitation by integrating their peaks, as done in case of single reaction monitoring, which is also known as SRM, and multiple reaction monitoring, which is also known as MRM. These quantitation methods based on fragment ions are more suitable methods as they provide increased specificity. There are also alternate quantitation methods which use fragment mass spectra but do not integrate peaks. Present decade is more focused on the development of bioinformatic tools or software for analyzing mass spectra data to explore various possibilities. Currently, there are many automated mass spectrometry software packages which integrate mass spectrometry data for accurate quantitation. Last decade has seen great developments in LC-MS systems. Currently, the advanced LC-MS systems are capable of generating large amount of analytical data, which can only be processed and analyzed with the help of dedicated software tools designed for automation of data analysis. Thus, future research will be more focused on automation of processes and development of more advanced and user-friendly computer softwares for easy interpretation of data to acquire more and more information from same generated data. As a whole, technical modification of HPLC or LC-MS system may not find a research space in coming years, but research will continue to search better ionization technique, data acquisition technique methods, and automated software improvement, sensitivity and selectivity as per our need. So students, let us now summarize what we have learnt in this module. We have learnt liquid chromatography, that is LC, coupled with mass spectrometry, that is MS, as a powerful bioanalytical technique for the analysis of nucleic acid, that is genomics, amino acid, peptides and protein known as proteomics, and metabolites such as carbohydrate, metabolomics and lipids, lipidomics. Recent focus of HPLC development are column switching, multidimensional chromatography, and miniatured system. And there are 8 advanced modules of HPLC for analysis and purification of proteins, which include ion exchange HPLC, the size exclusion HPLC, reverse phase HPLC, and then ion metallic affinity HPLC. So current several type of mass spectrometry system are available in the market, that they are QTOF, IT, TOF, Orbitop, Orbitrap, etc. And there are mainly 2 types of atmospheric pressure ionization interfaces, and they are ESI and APCI. Mass-based quantitative proteomics for biomarker discovery has seen lot of development in last 2 decades. Thank you.